Hello HWA fans watching on YouTube and Facebook. Skeeter Moxley with you. Hopefully your holiday season is treating you well. Hopefully you didn't get caught in the midst of the Black Friday riots wherever you went shopping on Black Friday. Remember kids, racism is not cool during this time of year. Even if you are buying all-you-can-eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just saying. On YouTube and Facebook during our off-season, the HWA is presenting some of its golden moments of 2011. Last week we featured the HWA Championship Tournament from our very first show, that being Spring Breakout. Brian Phoenix, of course, the winner of that tournament. He would become a three-time HWA champion during 2011, and he's walking into 2012 with that same piece of gold. And his first title defense of the new year will be against the man who he kick-started business at the House of Hybrid with in 2011, that being Mike Houston, who his last match at HWA this year was a classic in itself, the first I Quit match in HWA history in which he was victorious over Kyle Cash. And it should be a fun matchup, Houston versus Phoenix, the rematch from Spring Breakout 1 year ago. The first match of HWA's first year is now the first match of HWA's second season for the championship of the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance on March 17th, 2012. Mark the calendar for Spring Breakout on St. Patty's Day next year, and it should be a fun HWA title match, Houston versus Phoenix. But that will be then, and this is now, this week. On YouTube and Facebook, we will continue our flashback of HWA in 2011 by looking forward to our Year in Review Awards Spectacular. The HWA is presenting its own little awards show, the likes of which you have never seen before. We're calling it the first annual Fuel Efficient Mother Bumper Awards, or as we'll call it in short, the Bumpies. Every HWA wrestler has had many bumps and took many bumps along the way last year, but who had the biggest bumps? Who had the best match of the year? Who was the biggest prick? Who made you laugh? Who made you cry? Who encompassed everything that it takes to be a hybrid? That's going to be for you to decide. We're giving you, the HWA audience, the chance of a lifetime on Facebook. You will be the ones making the decisions as to the specific categories and nominees in the categories. You will choose the best of the best, the moments, the matches, the men and women themselves that define the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance in 2011. More details on the bumpies to come later, but this we can say for sure. Also, a date will be assigned, and we'll give you the news on that. This we know for sure, though. In the next couple of weeks on Facebook, and Facebook only, we will announce the official categories and nominees for the bumpies. The only way you can vote for each of the categories is on Facebook, and if you haven't liked Facebook, our Facebook, search for us. The keywords are HWA Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. We've got 253 likes so far, and we hope to get more, and we hope that you will vote and decide for us what you like the most about the Hybrid Wrestling Alliance. One of the major awards to be handed out at the bumpies will most definitely be Match of the Year. The rivalries at the House of Hybrid this past season have been very personal, but they have led to some stellar, if not classic, encounters. The past 3 days this week on YouTube, we've previewed that Match of the Year category with some potential candidates for that award. We've had Voodoo versus Chaos, their rematch from Ground Zero, which saw Chaos get the victory. They wrestled at Golden Opportunity in 3 Stages of Hell, which just became an instant classic. Both men laying it on the line on a day where the heat index almost reached 110 degrees. It was very hot for Golden Opportunity, but Voodoo and Chaos just pulling out all the stops in what couldn't be considered a wrestling match. It was more or less a dogfight in the sweltering heat. Also, Jimmy Jack Daniels faced the Diz from Golden Opportunity. We profiled that match. The fans brought just about everything they could find and everything we did not expect in HWA. Fans bring the weapons. That was an HWA title match, and we also showed Voodoo Kid Kia and Sicko the Clown in the very first hardcore triple threat match to determine the vacancy at the time of the Hardcore Championship on the very first edition of Saturday Mayhem back on August 13th. And at the time we're taping this for you, our featured match for December the 8th is Madman WK versus Lotus. They've had a couple meetings in HWA. They were good friends in CCW. They were bitter enemies in HWA. They had a couple of encounters. The last man standing match from Total Eclipse comes to mind, but of course, both men went at it for the HWA Championship at Rapture when Madman was the champion and Lotus, the silent but much more violent killer, was going for the gold on that day. And it was a great, one of my favorite HWA Championship matchups of the year, and that's the featured match today. But when the nominees are announced, what was match of the year to you? Our featured matches this week will be profiled on YouTube and Facebook right through Sunday, December 11th. But when we do have the official nominees selected, and that's going to be a rough process to say the least, make your vote. It will be all strong contenders, no doubt about it, and Facebook is the only place, again, where you can vote for the Bumpies, HWA Hybrid Wrestling Alliance, the keywords to get your vote on when we give you the opportunity to do so. As soon as we get a date for the show, we will pass that along to you, as well as other pertinent information. Ooh, a kitty. It's live TV, what can you say? Anyways, just wanted to throw it out to you. The Bumpies are coming soon to YouTube and Facebook, hosted by, of course, your soon-to-be award-winning syndicated columnist, and of course, not the Cheshire Cat back there. But nonetheless, make sure you like us on Facebook and keep posted to HWA Wrestling Online as well for all the latest news on the Bumpies. Facebook's the only place where you can cast your votes for the show. And for now, Skeeter Moxley signing off, and we will see you not too long from now when we bring you the first ever Fuel Efficient Mother Bumper Awards. Keep watching, boys and girls.